We're talking about progressive elements of body weight training. The next couple are a little bit more geared towards the progressive calisthenics nature for helping you build muscle and strength. Today what we're talking about is the Centerline principle. The Centerline principle is based on the physiological anatomy of the body, that all of the tension in your body has to come in towards the center line that separates you from left and right side. Now, if you look at a muscle diagram or a chart, you'll notice that all muscle fibers drive tension in towards your center line. And even muscles that don't do this typically drive tension towards a muscle that eventually does. So it's kind of like, as all rivers lead to the sea, all tension leads to your center line. Becoming able at driving force towards your center line has big benefits. First off, with performance and fulfilling the SAID principle, it aids in balance, stability, explosive power, the ability to use the power in your body in a more efficient and effective way to give you the performance that you need. When it comes to time under tension, driving force in gives you a lot more tension in the key muscles that are responsible for putting more tension into your muscles. I call it the Splat effect. When you do push-ups and pull-ups and stuff, when things are winging out and your elbows are winging out and your knees are winging out or collapsing inwards even when you're doing squats, this all is a sign of less tension in the muscles. In order to drive and compress tension inwards with things like push-ups and pull-ups, narrower grips and whatnot, you're gonna have more tension in the muscles. You're gonna have less tension in the joints, so it's more comfortable that way. And you're also going to increase the range of motion to a certain degree, which will increase your time during each repetition. And then finally, for caloric expenditure, this has reaching implications, because if you're not driving tension inwards a little bit, like I said, it has a lot more stress on the joints, and it causes discomfort and higher levels of fatigue in the body as a whole. So sometimes, like I'm a biker, of course, you'll see guys riding and their knees are like winging way out, and they'll just like, their elbows are winging out and so forth. This is a very fatiguing posture to have when you're riding. Or sometimes you'll see people running and their gait's all over the place. This is a failure to drive force in towards the center line. So as a result, you get tired much quicker. You can't be able to do things like running and cardiovascular activities nearly as long, and you can't produce nearly as much force. So essentially you're putting in more effort to burn less calories. So having that force to go inwards makes you stronger, more stable, more capable of putting tension in the muscles, and it increases performance, time under tension, and your ability to have more increased caloric expenditure. So that's Centerline principle, and I'll talk about the next major principle in the next video. Questions down below. Be fit, live free.